Alright guys, let's do another what I would change about Dragon Ball Z, I guess. Let's start off with, well, we already started off, right? Let's do Trunks. What I would change about Trunks. One of the things that gets complained about Trunks is that he doesn't have a mashing light attack low or whatever. I would not change that, right? Because again, we're trying to go off what the game has given us, okay? You know what I mean? So let's keep the characters, strengthen the gimmicks or the idea of the character that they have, right? So we're not going to give Trunks a new low attack. Besides what I already said, I would change about the game. Every character's medium auto combo. They should have a unique low attack from that. You know what I mean? And then you could low again after if you wanted to. I would give Trunks. I would switch some stuff mix up wise with Trunks. So don't get too mad yet, right? So first of all, about his low slide, as it is now, his 2 medium. First of all, I would switch that back to turn to more how it was during like the beta, how it was a little bit faster. You know, it's a little bit slower now. It doesn't go quite as far. So I would buff that a little bit, maybe make it like, I don't know, a little bit farther in like a frame or two faster, better recovery, whatever you want to fiddle with it, a little bit better. And I would also make that move go under fireballs, right? And I would make it so that it's theoretically possible if it hit at max range going under a fireball on a counter hit, the move would be untackable and you could like link a jab after it for a combo, right? Another basic change I would do, and I've showed this in tech videos before, Trunks Fireball, besides Goku's Blacks, I don't know if I haven't tested versus any of the other new characters since I originally made those videos, but basically Trunks' Fireball, he has like the best quotation marks fireballs in the game. Fireball in the game, it beats everything, right? So one of the changes I would do for Trunks' Fireball though is Trunks' Fireball on a counter hit is a hard knockdown and it knocks down the guy or whatever, right? So you can, or it knocks the guy against the wall, splats the guy against the wall, whatever you want to do on counter hit if you're using it like this, knocks the dude against the wall and you can combo after it more realistically. Another change I would fix from the properties that he has, you know how if you like hit a fireball with your sword, like he can do that, right? Well, I would make it whenever you hit anything with your sword, you can cancel that into anything. You could cancel it into an air dash, you could cancel it into a jab, it doesn't matter. Anything that you sword with a sword normal and you hit with a fireball, you can cancel that into anything. Because I feel like that should have a use, even though it's so rare that it could happen. If it happens, you can cancel into anything, I think it should be. So fix that. Um, so let's talk about let's go into this first, right? One of the main things meta wise or idea that I would change with him involves his fireball in the air, right? You know, he does that little laser beam, right? Well, you know how when you actually flip with him, the fireball is actually different, right? Like normally when you do the fireball, it's slower, right? But when you do the fireball out of the flip, I think it's called cyclone flip, is that what it's called? The fireball is actually faster, actually, but it doesn't have like a new use per se besides that it's faster, right? So again, going with the idea of how I envision the game should be, with some moves should actually hit the guy off the ground. Let's get into some stuff that I think should be fixed or filled with this, right? So first of all, I think that whenever you do the cyclone flip fireball version of that move should count as a beam, and you shouldn't be able to homing dash through it, right? And the move should do more stun so that it actually can combo into a light shining slash, or is it burning slash? I don't know what it's called. His kill freeze move, right? It should be able to combo into the light version of that or the EX version of that. You know what I mean? So it should be able to combo into that, and the cyclone flip version of the fireball should be able to combo into a homing dash if the guy's in the corner, right? So adding that, I think these moves should be able to like hit the guy off the ground. This would actually give Trunks a lot of really kind of cool and specific combos, right? Because you could be doing air combos or whatever, and depending on where you are on the screen, you would have to flip backwards or maybe flip forward, then do the cyclone flip version of the fireball, and then you might be able to then land the shining slash or land the homing dash. So I could envision, say, again, this would make this more useful too, and this is making this more skillful as well. You know how his auto combo, how you can actually cancel the auto combo into his flip, right? And then link the attack. So then, again, getting more skillful based and like, You could do that. So auto combo, cancel into his flip, link the attack, and then since you saved the homing dash at the end of the air combo, you after the hard you flip into the fireball version, the fireball from the flip. Then you could, if you're near the corner, you could homing dash in for another combo. You know what I mean? You could do so many kind of cool things with this, and it would be very screen specific, which is good because we want hard things. We want more options, but we don't want them all to be easy, right? So this is automatically adding some kind of cool combo opportunities for Trunks. And I would say though, of course, his regular fireball is obviously more generous, right? Because you don't have to be worried about where you're flipping or where you're not flipping, right? So if you use the fireball in this situation to off the ground the guy, it would actually just be for a mix-up, right? So say I show in the video, right? Say you were to fireball the guy off the ground like this, then you would cancel that into a flip, and if the guy techs, you could go for a throw mix-up, or you could go for a, they guard and you knock them back down to the ground, tap, 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 tap while they're blocking back to the ground, right? So there's just so many cool things you could do with this kind of idea. So I envision Trunks would really be able to use this idea of certain normals, specifically his Key Blast, to off the ground the guy in sliding situations, right? And yeah, it would be, very kind of thoughtful as well because depending on where you are, you might have to flip back or flip forward. Or if you're just in the corner period, you'd only be able to hit the, you know what I mean, whatever this, the a mix up off of it, right? But I can just imagine like a scramble after that mix up because they tech and then where are they going? Because nothing is guaranteed. So I can imagine that being really fun, right? So another thing I would focus Trunks on is his auto combo, right? So here is where you actually could give Trunks a low. Make his ninja dash from the auto combo a low, right? So then you have a mix up of, well, first of all, let me say this too. I think the second part of Trunks' auto combo, where he does the knee to the stomach, I think if that move hits on a counter hit, it should be like a stagger or a crumple stun. So then if you were to, tap, 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 because this sort of idea that these kind of like mind games don't exist enough in this game really bother me, right? So I would really fiddle around with the frame data of Trunks's, normals. But so say whenever his second part of his auto combo hits, if it were to hit on a counter hit, you'd be able to just cancel that into a jump because the guy's staggered and falling over, and then jump in hard, hit the guy for a combo, right? So there's like a counter hit setup you could go for him as well. And then again, I think a low you could give Trunks is the ninja dash part of that hits low. You've instantly fixed him having like a problem with his low because he already has so much fucking mix-ups from his ninja dash anyway with flipping out of it and everything. And then if the ninja dash was a low itself, then you could, after the second hit of the auto combo, which has already been buffed because you're scared to try to stagger, tap your way out of this, right? Because you'll get hit by a counter hit. You have to be wary of the ninja dash as a low, or he could just, do an overhead out of this, whatever, or he does all the flip mix up. So it automatically makes this mix up better, and you fix Trunks not having a low, as many low options, right? We're not giving Trunks a mashing low. We're not fixing this because characters should have problems, right? But we are still giving him a low, right? So don't worry, right? So I just think that there you go. You fixed him having more of a mix-up option. Besides that, I would say I would actually. So what kind of moves could we add to him? I would say you know how you can do his or quarter circle back in X, right? And if you hold down the button, he doesn't shoot the big palm blast power geyser, right? Save the future, I think it's called. He just kind of dashes in, right? I think if you hold down the button, if you press O, he should do the ninja dash out of that, right? So another option to go into the ninja dash, but I would make that one take a meter. But it would still be invincible like the regular ninja dash. So that would be cool because we already know that move can go through fireballs, and it would give Trunks like think of it as like an EX move, right? So it'd be quarter circle back, hold X, press O real quick, right? Or O anytime he's dashing and he does the ninja dash. Takes a meter, but it acts just the same as the regular auto combo ender. Still is invincible, and he can flip out of it and do whatever mix up, right? Counts as a low too, right? So there you go. You've added another move that way. Um, Besides that counter hit stuff, I think to save the future itself, I think on counter hit that move should like wall bounce you or be untechable, whatever the case, you know what I mean? I don't think you should be able to tech that, so add that. So just those mind games, hopefully you get what I'm saying. I think that would make Trunks pretty fun actually, and a lot of different stuff he could do. So what would I actually potentially add to him new move wise? Well, I guess you could say, and I'm getting a little bit iffy here. Let's say his burning attack is super, right? So he's throwing up all the gang symbols, the ninja symbols, whatever. And you know how he actually has a move called Finish Buster in other games where he does the hand symbols, but he actually holds his hands up and then he shoots out a beam too, or like a blue fireball instead of the orange fireball. I think you could give him like the Finish Buster like that. So kind of like, Ginyu charges up his fireball. With Trunks, if you charge it up to a level 2, instead of after the gang symbols, he just keeps his hands forward. He puts his hands up and he throws down the Finish Buster instead. So you've added that move, make it do a little bit more damage, whatever, blah, right? You know what I mean? So it's a level 2 super, I guess, for a little bit extra damage you could add. Besides that, I really think he should have the move. I'm really surprised it's not in this game. Like he has Shining Slash, right? But you know that iconic scene where he slashes Frieza in half and the screen splits? Again, this is kind of nerdy of me, but I think if you do the EX version of his Shining Slash, maybe if you hold down the button while you do it and it takes another meter, I don't know, but or maybe just the EX version period. I think whenever he hits you with that EX version of the Shining Slash, it should go to that because the game has a smash where it zooms in on the character anyway, right? So whenever you hit that, it should zoom in on Trunks' face and the screen should crack. It should split, like how when he killed Frieza. I mean, you already have this gimmick of the game freezes when you do a smash attack anyway, right? So maybe it's only the EX version of the attack, but right when he hits you with that, it zooms in on his face and then the screen splits when it does the smash thing, and then he slashes you up and he shoots you, right? I don't know how that's not in the game. It's just such an iconic scene. It should be in it, right? And if you think that slows down the game too much, make it be if you just hold down the button, it costs a little bit extra meter and does more damage. I don't fucking know, right, dude? But besides that, the only other change I could think you could give him is you know how he has that shotgun blast in other games, how he kind of just in some games he just puts out his hands and he does like a shotgun thing and he shoots out three fireballs and one goes forward, one goes up, one goes they kind of go diagonally up and diagonally down and forward. I think in GT he actually kind of throws three real quick in quick succession. I think you could actually kind of maybe give him that as a new move, but to keep with I think that would be too good. We're giving him too many options, so I wouldn't have that just be a normal move on the ground because we've already got again, I'm trying to go off of what we're given in the game. We can only have so many commands in the in the game. So we've already used up all his commands because they don't want so many commands. So we've already used up his commands on the ground anyway. So maybe when you do his cyclone flip, if you do a quarter circle forward and X, he does the shotgun blast from like GT and Ultimate Battle and the Super Nintendo, all these other kind of games where he's had this move where he shoots out three fireballs, right? And that could be a kind of just a ghetto move that you can use to get in, right? Because of then he shoots out three fireballs really quickly. Who knows? Maybe if that sounds too good, think of it as it could be an EX move, whatever. But he shoots out three fireballs that spread across the screen, spread shot, right? And then you homing dash in on the guy, whatever. You try to dash in after the guy, depending fiddle with the recovery to see how good it is, but you could add the move in that way, right? And it goes with the idea that more stuff off a cyclone flip, and obviously it would take time to do because you have to do the cyclone flip in the first place, then you have to do the core circle forward to do it. So we're making it take time to set up, but giving him new options, right? The only other thing is I've said during in the or the meta of the game, I think there should be moves you can't reflect. So I guess for Trunks, I'm pretty iffy on what it would be that you can't reflect. I guess maybe his Shining Slash, say you can't reflect that, right? Or maybe you can't reflect the Ninja Dash. I don't fucking know, but one of those two moves. I feel like if you can't reflect the Ninja Dash though, that sounds too good. So maybe just make it the Shining Slash. But anyway, besides that too, I guess I know some people think that the how you can do is auto combo off of vanishes and it keeps the smash and it keeps all the dynamic properties. Excuse me. Some people think that the auto combo should have a little bit bigger hitbox. Maybe it should in that situation, but fiddle with it that it's not mashing. Maybe if it's like a pixel better hitbox that it works a little bit easier, maybe okay. But even if that makes it mashable, I don't want it. Keep it hard. Keep that specific situation hard. But yeah, so that's what I would change about Trunks. I think that fixes, again, we're not giving him a straight up low, a new low, besides the medium model combo, but we are making the Ninja Dash hit low, so you know what I mean, off the auto combo, so that's giving him another thing. And then he has all these cool mix-ups and true combos depending on where you're on the screen, because he really would take advantage of that specific OTG mechanic that I think should be in the game. Not really abusing the block damage stuff in the game too much, but you know, characters need to have weaknesses. Again, maybe the level 2 finish buster that I talked about, maybe that could do some good block damage, but I'm fine with characters having weaknesses, and I think we've added some scrambly sort of mix-ups to them. We've added the other mix-ups good to them, and we've kept specific combos depending on where you are, and it just I think that kind of stuff sounds kind of fun, right? So that's what I would change for Trunks. This stuff takes way too long to do. The end.